Council President, we are live and you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Fagan. Welcome, West Orange. Thank you to my colleagues that are present today for this special meeting. We're going to open it now, Madam Clerk.
This is to inform the general public that this workshop is being held in compliance with Section 5 of the Open Public Meetings Act, Chapter 231, Public Law 1975. The notice for this workshop was emailed to the West Orange Chronicle and the Star Ledger on September 11, 2024. Councilwoman Castellino?
Present.
Councilwoman Deborah Michael is delayed. Councilwoman Scarpa?
Present.
Councilwoman Williams? Council President Rutherford.
Here.
Will everyone please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the
United States of America,
to the
republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. We only have one item on our agenda today. Is that correct?
Yes, the budget amendment number 1. And
All right.
Public comment only on that amendment.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. We are going to open public comment on the budget amendment now. Mr. Fagan, if there's anyone in the joining this meeting via Zoom that would like to comment on it, they can. However, I'm going to ask you only to call on Zoom participants that have their full name listed with their Zoom window. So if for those that are in the public, if you have a nickname, if you have a computer name, if you just have a phone number, I'm asking Mr. Fagan not to call on you unless and until you change it to a full name. We want to avoid any of the prior problems that we've had with Zoom participants not maintaining a level of decorum that is fitting for this type of meeting.
I support that, Council President. Great suggestion.
Thank you, Councilwoman. So, Mr. Fagan, you can call on members of the public at your choosing. Whoever raises their hand, you can give them the instructions, and please only call on those that have a full name. I would like to note also before you do that, Councilwoman Deborah Michael is joining now. She was able to get out of that meeting and join us. Mr. Fagan.
Thank you, Council President. We currently have 3 attendees in the audience and no one has their hand raised. So I'm going to repeat your announcement for their benefit. If any member of the public has anything to comment on this topic only, please raise your hand. As Council President has indicated, you must state your full name. Now, there is one member in the audience who is on their iPhone, and in all fairness, they might not have the capability of doing that, but it might be a moot point. This will be the last and final call, unless Council President advises otherwise. If any member of the public wishes to comment on this topic only, now is the time to raise your hand. Council President, all 3 members in the audience have not their hand raised at this moment, so I turn the floor back over to you.
Thank you, sir. We are now going to close public comment on the budget amendment. Yeah, I was just checking the attendees list as well. All right, so Madam Clerk, is there any questions, any issues with from my colleagues? I want to open it up to you before I call for the vote.
Council President, if I can interject real quick, Mr. Bono's in the building. He's just making his way to my office, just to let you know.
Thank you. Mr. Bono did address the questions that I had at the last meeting. And from just to remind folks, the columns are from and to what they were before and what they are now. There were some mistakes in the from column. Those were clerical errors. The to column is accurate. So those numbers do correspond to the actual line item. I'll give you an example. General capital fund balance went from $827,399.65 to $1,365,313.65. Rental Environmental Center went from $687,914 to $150,000. The $687,000 is in error. It should have been on the reserve to pay debt service line, but the $150,000 is accurate. Likewise, reserve to pay debt service goes from $50,000 to $175,452.81. Again, that number, the $50,000, is not accurate. It should have been on the rental environmental center line. But the two number, the $175,000, the number that we're actually voting on, is the accurate number. Any questions from my colleagues before we proceed?
Council
No.
President, I have a question, because I have the other version with the clerical error. So the rental environmental center should read 50,000 in the first column?
Yes, so the rental environmental center should be 50,000.
Okay, and then the reserve to pay debt service is the 687,914.
Correct, those two lines were
Correct
switched.
that before I advertise it.
Thank you.
Okay.
Council President, just to let you know, Mr. Bono's in my office, so if you have any questions for him, he's here.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Bono, for joining us. Colleagues, any questions before we call for the vote?
No, none here.
Councilwoman Castellino.
Yeah, no, I just want to make a statement for the public that is watching that, many hours went into this process. And I want to thank my colleagues for a great job looking at every single line item on here, and for the patience of the administration directors to work with us to get this done. So just want to thank everybody.
Thank you very much, Councilwoman. I agree. And just for the public's benefit, we were able to find just under $1 million worth of savings, and then reallocate a very small portion of that to other areas of the budget. It took a tremendous amount of work, and I do want to thank my colleagues as well for the spirit of cooperation that was required to get this budget in the form that it's in. I'm ready to call for the vote. So, Madam Clerk, I offer a motion that we approve the budget amendment. What is this? 275-24.
I second.
Second,
All right, the 275 is, the number will change, but it's the budget amendment number 1.
Okay, so should we,
Okay.
how do we identify it?
You can identify it. Hang on 1 second. We can name it 274-24.
Sorry, say that again, 274?
274-24.
I offer a motion that we approve 274-24, budget amendment number 1.
Perfect.
Second.
I thought Councilwoman did the second, or no?
Yeah.
Deborah Michael?
I seconded it earlier, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. You could
Okay.
put her name
All right,
there.
thank
That's
you.
fine.
Councilwoman Castellino?
Yes.
Councilwoman Deborah Michael?
You're
Oh,
muted.
you're muted.
Sorry. Yes.
Thank you. Councilwoman Scarpa?
Yes.
Councilwoman Williams? She's muted.
Can't hear you, Councilwoman.
Can you hear me now?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
I was just saying, I can't vote. I don't even know what we're voting on. Can someone tell me what we're voting on?
The budget amendment number 1.
Oh, yeah, I support the amendment. Yes, I'm sorry. I was having trouble joining.
That's okay. So yours is a guess. Okay, Council
Yes.
President Rutherford.
Yes.
Okay, the motion carries.
Okay.
All right, that is all that we are voting on today. The Chair will entertain a motion to close.
Yeah.
So moved.
So moved.
All in
Second.
favor?
Favor?
I
Guys, just as a
Aye.
point of order. I
Want to thank you all. Madam Clerk, that concludes our meeting. Thank you, West Orange, for joining us. Those of you that are live and watching it later, you can now resume your lunch hour.
Have a
Good.
great
Have a
weekend,
good day,
everyone.
everybody.
Happy Friday, everybody. See you guys
Bye.
later.
Thank you, Council
Friday.
President.
Bye, happy Friday.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Fagan.